Welcome back, everybody. This is Stranger Things Has Happened.
The podcast.
This is a podcast. And this is Chapter 7, The Bathtub.
The bathtub.
Can you believe we're in Chapter 7, Dan?
No, I
my
can't
gosh.
believe that next week is the finale
I
of this
know.
season.
Wow.
What does that even mean?
If you're listening to this, we have already recorded the finale, I think.
Yeah.
So I hope you had a chance to ask a question if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be an exciting time.
It was an exciting time.
It was an exciting
at the
time.
time of
I can only
recording this-
imagine.
At the time of recording this, we haven't done it, but by the time you're listening, we have done it.
Okay. Should we get into the chapter 7?
Let's get into it.
Get into chapter 7, the bathtub. A few high points to hit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a van that flies through the air.
Yes.
We'll talk about that.
Yes.
11 flips a van. Nancy and Jonathan and Joyce and Hopper get together. They start talking about stuff, which is kind of what we've been waiting for this whole time, for them to start talking about. They go to the middle school. They make a bathtub.
411.
She finds Will in the upside down.
She finds Barb in the upside down.
And Barb in the upside down, which we'll talk about.
Whoopsie.
And the last thing that happens in this episode is Joyce and Hopper go back to the lab to break back in.
But get confronted.
And yeah.
Ah.
Okay.
I should also say I made an oopsie daisy on my morning route here today, and I forgot my notes at home. But I've been impacted greatly by this episode, and I'm going to let Emma lead, and I'm just going to jump in. Also, Emma's been way better at getting us on track than I ever have been.
Well,
So
I mean, you're where the real juicy stuff comes from, though.
Yes.
The reactions from Dan is what we're really here for. Okay. The first scene is Mike and 11, and he's wiping her face. And I was so excited because I was like, Dan, you called it again.
I literally...
He's going to be so excited about this.
I almost cried. I had to pause it
Aww.
because when she goes to touch her hair and he's like, you don't need it. And I was like, wow, I had to pause and go. I was like, oh my God, that was so sweet. And then I unpause it and she's like, still pretty? And he's like, yeah, you're still pretty. Fuck. My eyes are rolling up right now. It was just really nice.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you need a hug? Okay.
Fine. I just was like, wow, she really needs that.
Yeah.
So
That was a really sweet moment, and
Yeah.
I was happy for you that
felt
you
vindicated.
knew
Yeah.
that you knew it was coming.
And then they almost kiss.
Yes.
Again, I don't have my notes, but I just remember then they are kind of inching towards each other, and then somebody bumps
It's
into them.
Dustin.
Of course
He
it is.
busts into the room, and he has Lucas on the radio.
Mm-hmm. Which I also called.
Yes.
I was like, Lucas needs to say bro, they're on their way.
Yes.
And he did.
He did. So Lucas is on the radio. He's biking like crazy, and being like, the bad men are coming. The bad men are coming.
They know about 11.
They know about 11, and the kids are like, what's he saying? Mad hen?
I know.
Something like that. But finally Lucas gets this message through.
Mm-hmm.
They realize, oh my gosh, we have to get out of here now. They're coming this way.
Can I also say that I still don't understand how Lucas knows that they know about 11 or that they're heading to her. I mentioned this the last episode when I was like, he needs to tell them. And I'm like, but how does he know that that's what's happening?
That's what's happening. Yeah.
And that wasn't, I don't think, explained in the episode. We just sort of co-sign that he somehow knows.
Yeah. I think the closest we get is that he knows that 11 came. Does he know that 11 came from the lab? No.
He just knows that she didn't want to go there.
Yes. Okay. But she knows stuff about it. And she says it's not safe. We shouldn't go there.
Correct.
And she also tells them that there's bad people.
Yep.
Bad men. So I guess maybe he has enough information to guess that they're after 11. But yeah, that's not super explicit at any point.
No.
Well, yeah.
Well,
anyway. these Hawkins electric vans like roll up to
like 5 of them.
The Wheeler's house.
Yes.
And Mike runs up to his mom and he's like, did you call a repairman for the house? She's like, what? She's on the phone.
On the phone. She's like, can you shut up?
She's like, leave me alone. Speak. He's like, but did you call a repairman? She's like, no. And then he's like, okay, if anyone asks about me, tell them I've left the country.
Yes. And she's just like, what?
What's going on?
Goes back to her phone call.
Yeah. And then the electrical vans roll up. Brenner and the rest of their guys get out. Mm-hmm. The kids like go out the back door and they see 11.
Yes.
They see her, and it doesn't feel like they're that far away.
No, like, it's like there's a fence in between them. They're
just like across the yard.
Yes.
And the kids like scream off on their bikes.
Yep.
Brenner and the vans go chase him down.
Yep.
They're riding around the neighborhood. They meet up with Lucas. The kids on the bikes meet up with Lucas on his bike.
Semi by accident.
Yeah. And then they're just like, they're zipping from place to place. They drive through like a park and a playground and they pull onto this street and they're like, I think we lost them.
Nope.
And then the vans like roll around the corner and they got however many behind them and one coming up in front of them.
Yes, like rush hour style. I'm like, why are they like literally like burning rubber to get around this like residential corner?
Yeah.
And then they just are like they're driving right towards these kids like high speed. The kids are trying to bike their way like away from them, and then you just like see another car comes in front of them, so like they feel like they're cornered, but then they keep biking for some reason. But then 11 just like locks in.
She just gets this like look in her eye.
Yeah, which she then flips this fucking van over the kids and like barricades the other cars from getting to them.
It's this just insane shot of the van like flying over them and the kids all like looking up and over on their bikes, and the van flips over, lands behind them. The kids take off. And I think it's really interesting that in none of the scenes here are the bad men shooting any guns at anyone.
No, which is interesting because in a scene later on, we see 3 dudes with guns looking for the kids.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess my theory too about how like the people who know about 11 have to die, that doesn't seem to be a worry for them currently. They're just like, we just need to get the kids away from
or they're way too like in the middle of things to be shooting up a gang of kids on their bikes in the middle of the day. And they want 11 alive.
Yes,
they're not trying to kill her.
No,
they're
they need
getting her back.
Yes.
They ride up into a junkyard. The kids on the bikes. Yeah.
The junkyard.
The same junkyard. Yeah. That's true. Where they had their fight.
Yep.
And they're back. And Lucas is like, that was awesome.
Yes.
The kids are back together. He apologizes.
That also made me really sad because he's like trying to talk to 11 like, hey, I'm really sorry. I was wrong about you. And then she just says, friends don't lie. And I was like, fuck off. I'm already emotionally unstable.
And she's like, I'm sorry too. Like I shouldn't have lied, and friends don't lie.
And then Mike apologizes and they
all
do the handshake hands. Yeah.
I know. So cute.
Really cute.
It is really sweet. So yeah, the band's back together. That feels good. Feels good that we're going into the end of this season knowing that these kids are like on the same team. They're working together.
Yeah. And is this the moment where we hear the helicopter, or do we switch over to the other scene first?
I think the handshake goes into the opening credits, and then
because that was the hard open, which I was like, let's go.
Yeah. So I don't think we've heard the helicopter yet.
Right.
I think that comes later. But right after the credits roll, Joyce and Hopper are at the police station to like get Jonathan out of there, I guess. Yes. And they're like, well, first of all, Joyce is pissed at him. Wait, is that happening yet?
Hold on. That happens later.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So Joyce and Hopper are at the police station to pick up Jonathan. They go into his car. Or no, there's like, the police station has or is it Hopper who gets it out? Anyways, they find like the box of weapons that Nancy and Jonathan went and bought.
Yes.
And they're like, what are you doing with this? Jonathan's like, you
You're
wouldn't believe me.
Yeah,
and
Hopper's
at this point,
asking.
I'm like, guys, talk to each other. Share your intel.
Yes.
Because you both have stuff going on that's like, you would never believe this. But and they're like riding down these parallel, they don't know the same information. They know like opposite information.
Yes, information that would help
but would help each other. Like
yes.
Jonathan and Nancy know about the monster.
Yes.
They know that you can get into this spooky place.
Yes.
And that's where the monster is. Joyce and Hopper know about 11 and where she came from and the lab. So like,
and the kids know about the upside down.
And the kid, yeah.
And I also think like Joyce and Hopper know that people are being wired and tapped.
Yes.
Which again, all of this is gonna. Yes.
Totally. So I'm like, guys, you have to speak.
Yes.
Speak to each other.
Well, and the cool thing is that Hopper says to Jonathan, he's like, you got to trust me.
Yeah.
Like, you got to give me a chance here.
Yeah, we got to be on the same team. And then they start to be in this episode. Now they're on the same team, which is awesome. It's like, okay, we're banding together. Like all these separate little pods of people are coming together to kind of bring us to the conclusion.
Yeah, and I don't remember when, because again, I don't have my notes, but at one point I was just like, I love Hopper. I obviously fell off the wagon at the beginning, but he is like really trying to help and I think he cares about Joyce. He obviously like is doing this, I think, for his daughter as well. He's like, he's giving the effort he would have given his daughter. And so that's like sad and beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, this whole episode I was just like, man, he's really doing his thing.
Yeah, totally. He's redeemed himself.
Yep.
In your eyes.
In my eye, all two of them.
Great. The next thing we see is Karen Wheeler in the basement, and she is like looking around because I think Mike took off from the house. She doesn't know where he is.
Correct.
And the kids are.
Yeah.
So she's like, what's going on? She goes down into the basement and sees like the little blanket fort that they've set up for 11.
That he destroyed.
That he, then like tossed all over the place. She's like looking around and she finds this strand of hair.
Blonde hair.
And she's like, something ain't right here.
Someone's cheating on me.
What's going on? It's my kid. No.
Yes. It's weird.
Weird. Okay, never mind.
Cut that.
Forget I said that. Then the doorbell rings.
It sure does.
And Ted Wheeler, who
is that
exactly.
even?
Yeah, poor Ted. He's always just a few steps behind everything.
Yeah.
But opens the front door, and at the front door are Dr. Brenner, blonde woman
lady
who does she have a name? We don't know. And then some other people.
Hate
all three of them, as well as like 6 other vans and cars.
Yes.
And Brenner shows up at the Wheelers. They like search the house. They're carrying all these boxes, like evidence boxes and that sort of stuff. They're in the basement. They're like looking through like photo albums. There's a shot of them like looking through the D&D stuff.
Well, there's a shot of like the people taking the Dungeons and Dragons board away.
They put it in one of their boxes and carry it away.
Which I was like, clocked. I mean, obviously it was like quite obvious because it was just that shot of that, but I was like, clocked.
Yeah, but that's important for sure.
Yeah.
And then they are like, the Wheelers say, so you think Mike is like hiding this girl?
Mm-hmm. We would know if she was here.
That's Ted. We'd know about it.
Yes.
Poor Ted. He says that, and the other thing that he says, which I think is really funny, is he's like, "Oh God, is she Russian?"
Again, the 80s are rough. These
people just did not know what was going on.
During this time I just was like, I love Karen. Like, I knew that she, again, has this like mom drive of like, I will fight for my kids.
Yeah.
And it comes back later in the episode where I was like, she's on it. But during this whole thing, first the blonde lady's talking to them.
Yeah.
And Karen's like not giving her anything. And I was like, go off, queen. And then Dr. Brenner sits down.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we get to see his, I don't want to say charm, but his like manipulation tactics in full swing.
Working on someone else.
Yes.
Because we've seen it working on 11.
But she's a child.
But she's a little baby. Like, yeah.
Not just a kid.
And yeah, no, you see him. He's in an adult world. He still has a lot of like power and status and like can really talk his way into a thing.
Because he says like, I really want to help you.
Yeah.
Like he's in danger. Your kid's in danger.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. They're in danger because of you.
Yeah. And he's like, you have to trust me. Like, I'll find your kid. I'll help you, but you have to trust me. Will you trust me? Brenner, you slimy fuck.
Yes. Get out of here.
Ugh.
All that.
So that's happening at the Wheelers. We go back to the junkyard. The kids are like planning. I think they're planning to go try and get back to the lab.
Yes.
Because they're like, the gate has to be there. We have to get in. We can go in there and stop it.
Yep.
That's when we hear the helicopter. I think
Yes.
for the first time, the helicopter like flies over. The kids go and hide in like a bus.
Mm-hmm. And they hide their bikes under the bus.
Hide their bikes under the bus. We'll get back to that.
Sure will.
And I can't remember exactly where this comes from, but it just struck me as a funny line. Mike is like, we're fugitives now. I think it's when they're talking, they're like, should we go get our parents for help?
Yes.
Like we should go back and like talk to our parents. And he's like, we can't go back there. We're on the run. We're fugitives now. It's so funny and cute.
Yep.
Which is not incorrect.
No.
Like it's really funny to think about kids being like, we're out here on our own now, but like it's actually true.
They are.
Yeah. This is where Nancy and Jonathan and Joyce and Hopper are together, and they start showing the photos. They're showing Jonathan's photos.
Yes, as good or bad as
Joyce
they are.
and Hopper. They're sort of looking at them questioningly,
Yes.
just like the rest of us.
Yeah.
And this is where I think Joyce is mad at Jonathan.
Which I was kind of like, I get it, but also like, calm down. I think most of it was fear. Yes.
It's totally that parent thing where it's like they're yelling at you and then eventually they just like start crying and are like, I was just really scared.
Yeah.
You scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
You little torp. Which is true. And also the line that she said, which I was like, oh, this is where one of the moments that really got me is she's like, you're acting like you're alone, but you're not. Like, you're not alone.
Joyce has a lot of those incredible moments during this episode.
Oh my gosh.
Again, more times with Dan pausing the episode doesn't cry his brains out.
But yeah, I think that's a really cool moment because I think it kind of goes back to what we've been saying all along about Jonathan really being the man of the house and like stepping up, feeling like he has to take care of his mom. Mm-hmm. And I think this is a moment where she gets to say, no, I take care of you too.
I am the mother.
I'm the mom. We're in this together. I'm still your mom.
I'm the captain now. Yeah, and she is. Yeah. Like, and I think too, because of their dynamic, that's not always clear, like for them.
Totally.
But yeah, she does sort of like reassert herself as the parent.
Yeah. And she's got a bit of hope, right? Like she has made some steps on her own to feeling like we can do this again.
Yes. She gets vindicated so often,
so
many times. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's helping her have a little more strength. And then she can kind of stand up tall and other people can lean on her a little bit and not just the other way around.
Yeah.
Then they're in the police station and Troy is back. Troy and his mom show up.
I literally shook my head when I saw that kid walk in.
You're like, what is he doing here? And Troy's mom is like, this psychopathic child broke my kid's arm. Mm-hmm. And they're like, the other police officers are kind of laughing.
Yeah, they're like brushing it off like.
Because they're like, it was a little girl.
Right. Right.
And then Troy is describing, she's a little girl, but she's crazy. She has no hair. She can do things. And
Hopper turns around and he's like, sorry, what do you... Oh, because initially he comes in and he's overhearing this.
Yeah, and he's like, can you guys handle this?
Yeah,
like,
get them out of here. Like, get a thing, like, get them to talk and then get them out of here.
Yeah.
And then as he goes to turn around, the kid says, she can do things. He stops, turns around. Like what? Yeah. And then he's like make people fly. And he's like, okay.
This might have something to do with this magical kid I've been looking for.
When I think they also mentioned that she's bald. Or that
they're like, she has no hair. Mm-hmm. She's crazy looking. I think that's part of what Troy is like. She doesn't even look like a girl.
Yeah. Yes.
And she can make you do things like fly
and
or piss yourself. The policemen are like, what?
Yes, look, that's embarrassing.
Is that part of this? Why is that relevant? Okay, then we cut to Steve, who looks
destroyed.
So rough.
So rough.
His face is like absolutely battered.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And he's with his friends, Carol and Tommy.
For the last time.
Let's get rid of those two.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like joking around. I think just trying to make Steve feel better, basically, at first. They're like, oh, Jonathan. They're talking about like how mad Jonathan was and how like crazy his face was when he was like beating up Steve. And then they make these comments about like he probably looked like that when he killed his brother.
Yeah.
And I just had an image of him making that face while he was screwing Nancy.
And that sets Steve off.
Puts him right over the edge.
Yep.
He's like, you're both assholes.
Yeah.
Can you shut up for once in your life?
Yeah, because it's the girl that makes the comment.
Yeah.
And he's like, can you just shut up for once? And then the other boyfriend's like, well, I have a penis too.
Don't talk to her like that.
Yeah.
I have a penis too.
And so they start like getting up in each other's faces. And he's like, if you couldn't even like take on the buyer's kid, like, how do you think you're going to like handle me?
Yeah.
And so like it was kind of like an acknowledgement of like, you're probably right.
Uh-huh.
And then Jonathan gets in his car and drives away.
Steve. Yes.
There's so many names.
There's too many guys.
Not enough notes.
Yeah. But yeah, Steve like gets in his car, drives off, and they're calling after him like, Nancy's turning you into a pussy.
Yeah.
And God forbid a man likes his girlfriend.
Okay, I'll say though, like I don't even think that's just an 80s thing. Like I would say it wasn't until like 2012, 13.
I think it's still a thing.
I agree, but I think that it's way more accepted now to like show like care for your girlfriend.
Sure. To be a wife guy.
Period. Or a husband guy if you're out there.
If you're out there and you're a husband guy, strangerthingshashappenedpod@gmail.com. Shoot me a message. Shoot your shot.
We'll interview you. But yeah, so like there's...
For Dan, to be clear, yes, I have a husband.
Yeah, she has an awesome husband. Play his song right now.
Oh, yeah.
Kidding. But yeah, so like I feel like that experience is still so relevant.
Yes.
But also so of its time.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah, it's of its time in a very particular way.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Like I feel like, and maybe this is just like high school in general, because I feel like this is a thing in a lot of like high school movies, is like it's just like not cool for bros. Is it gay to like your girlfriend?
Well, that's what it is. It's like only female have feelings, so you must be gay.
But even like you mentioned the movie A Walk to Remember like weeks ago.
Yeah.
But it's like kind of the same thing where he's like this tough guy and he likes this girl, but he's like subverting everything about his identity by being like, I like you.
Yes. Well, and initially he's like pretends to be mean to her in front of his friends. I'm like, again, why?
Well, and I guess there's more to it, and like she's like a nerdy Christian girl and he's like really cool or whatever. But like,
yes.
Anyway, Steve
drives away.
Thank
God.
Yes, because he already is looking like
rough.
He's had a rough time. I don't think he needs to be punched anymore.
No.
Nancy and Jonathan and Joyce and Hopper they've banded together. They're a team. Mm-hmm. They're like, should we look for Mike? And they go back to the house and get the walkie-talkie. So they have a bit of a conversation about like, well, where would he be? Like, Nancy, do you know where he is? Should we go back to your house? Like, where do these kids go to hide? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
And this, I think, is where that conversation happens about like, hey, you need to trust us. Like, we need to be on the same team here.
Yeah.
You have to tell us what you know.
Yeah.
We're going to tell you what we know. We're in agreement that like something's going on and we got to do something about it.
Well,
like,
and we're the only people who are going to believe each other.
Yes. And the stakes are too high to not like use all of our resources.
100%.
So they go back to...
Because I think it's Jonathan that says, like, he doesn't say it, but it like alludes that Jonathan is the reason they go back to the house.
Yeah, Jonathan's like, I think I know how we can find them.
Yes.
So they go back to his house. They get Will's walkie-talkie radio. Is walkie-talkie the right word? It's a radio. I guess it's not really a walkie-talkie.
They use it like a walkie-talkie, but I think it is a radio.
Anyway, they go back. They get the radio. There's a really, really funny moment of Nancy walking into the house and seeing all the Christmas lights.
Yes, but she just goes, whoa.
Because obviously Hopper and Jonathan and Joyce have all been there already. Yeah. She's like the new person.
She doesn't know the crazy yet.
And I think this happens like other times in this show too, but I think I really enjoy the moment when they like introduce a new person to the crazy thing and like don't brush over the fact that
it's weird
seeing it as crazy for the first time.
Yeah.
Because we all know, the audience still is like, oh yeah, all the Christmas lights, like we're used to it. But I enjoy that they let Nancy have that moment. It's funny.
Yeah.
So they get the radio and they're trying to radio the kids.
Yes, and I think it starts with Nancy.
Yes, she starts first, but we skip ahead a bit for another, like we skip to another scene before they actually get to them, I think.
Cool.
Yes. Or wait, no.
I was going to say, I don't think so.
No, it's in this one. So yeah, Nancy's trying. She's like, Mike, if you're there, pick up. And we go to the kids who are like, don't, it's a trap.
Which I also was like, dude, they're always listening to this. And because now I know that it's 11 that they're really trying to find, I'm like, wherever she is, like they've got taps everywhere.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know if this bus is tapped, but... Again, they have have a radio with them of some kind. So
yeah.
I was like, they need to be careful about what they say.
Yep. Totally.
And initially they really are. And then Hopper grabs it and he's like, give it to me. Like, hey, you need to be with us right now. You need to tell us where you are. Like, we're going to help you. We got to get you safe or whatever. And then Mike finally says, like, yes, I'm here. We are here. All of us are here or something.
All of us are here. 11's here.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Then we go to a little scene of Steve showing up at the movie theater.
Yeah, can I just say, really cute scene. Mm-hmm. Nobody gave a shit that his face was just like beat in. Like none of them said like, whoa, what happened to your face? Yeah. He's just like, hey, do you need help with that? Because they're like cleaning.
The guy's up on a ladder cleaning
graffiti.
the like Nancy the slut off of the movie theater
sign.
And
he just like turns around. He's like, weren't you the reason this happened? Yeah. And he's just like, I'm here to help. The guy just climbs down the ladder, hands him the rag, and I'm like, again, this kid's face is bleeding. But yeah,
the movie theater guys just had enough of these kids, and they're
like, I make minimum wage.
Yeah, he's like, you guys are like painting on this thing. You clearly maybe that you're punching each other because you're like, who even knows why? It's just like one more stupid thing you're doing, basically.
It's a classic moment in Hawkins, Indiana.
Yeah.
But so then he like helps clean the graffiti, which again I think is the writer's way of saying Steve is a good guy. We just got to get like over his teenageism.
Totally. They let him like save the cat. Do you know?
Yeah.
Which like is a nice.
We need it.
We need that. We do, because he
was a dick.
Yeah.
Same with Hopper.
Yeah, all of them. And that's why I think they all get these moments to really like redeem themselves, which is really lovely.
Yeah.
Then we have a really quick scene with Karen and Ted after the bad men leave their house. Mm-hmm. And this is where Karen is like, I don't like that Brenner guy. Trust him. He gives me the creeps.
Yes. And I was like, I knew I liked you.
Yes. Yes, he does give you the creeps.
Yes.
He's an absolute creeper.
Oh, also because Ted says to her, like, that's our government. We should really trust them.
We got to trust the government.
And I was like, excuse me? Which is funny because as I was writing it, I was like, this is so like what people think of when they're like, fuck the government. You can't trust anything. But I'm like, not this government.
No.
Like, not any government, really. But like,
definitely not this guy.
Not that guy.
And then Karen is like, so then Karen says, do you think Nancy's messed up in all this? Like, where's Nancy? We haven't seen her either.
Yeah.
Again, it really takes me back to like, did you ever see, I mean, you probably wouldn't have seen them, but have you heard of the ads, like the TV ads that are like, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Like, there's a whole lot of that happening in Hawkins. No one has any freaking idea where their kids are ever.
No. She's like, guess they left the country.
So anyways, Nancy is like, no, not Nancy. Karen is like, where's Nancy? Is she with Mike? And Ted is like, our kids being together?
Nah.
No way.
Yeah.
Nah. Anyway, another stupid moment for Ted. We go back to the kids. They're in the bus. And the kids are like talking about, Dustin keeps saying Lando Calrissian.
Yes.
And I was like, does Dan know who that
No.
is? Oh my gosh. Okay. Do you want like a really 5-second
I love it,
explanation?
yes.
Okay. Star Wars.
Okay.
A
traitor?
The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
Okay. Lando Calrissian is like a friend of the good guys. And he tells them, he's like, the good guys are like on the run from Darth Vader. Darth Vader's like trying to find them. Darth Vader is the bad guy.
Yes.
If you didn't know.
Yeah. He's the father.
I got that. So, and Lando Calrissian is like this buddy of theirs who's like the sort of captain or like mayor of like his own planet. I'm butchering this explanation, but he's basically like, come land here and you'll be safe.
Yep.
And then when they get there, he's like sold them out basically.
I hate
Vader is there and takes them away. So I think so that's what they're referring
Dr.
to
Brenner,
is
yeah.
they're like, he's Lando, like he had no choice but to sell us out.
Right.
They're forcing Hopper and etc.
Nancy, yeah.
to sell us out basically. Is the fear.
Because they can also still hear the helicopter.
Yeah. They're still looking for us.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then beep, beep, beep.
Yeah. Oh, this is actually goes back to something that I didn't write down or talk about, but there's a moment earlier when Hopper and Nancy are first like talking and Nancy's like, I gotta go home. Like Mike is there. I have to go save my family. Like I have to go tell my family. And Hopper's like, no, you can't go back there. It's not safe. And also, they haven't found him yet.
Yes.
She's like, how do you know? And he points up at the helicopter circling. And she's like, for Mike?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because she doesn't know about 11.
She doesn't know. Yeah. She doesn't
the
know
half of
that
it.
chunk of the pie of information at all yet. So she's just like, whoa, holy shit. Like,
why is a helicopter looking for my brother?
My brother is like being searched for. All I'm trying to solve is like this spooky underground place.
Right.
And anyway, interesting moment.
So they're in the bus.
And cars drive up.
3 cars drive up. 3 dudes get out with guns.
With their guns.
And I was like, this can't end well.
No. And it's kind of, it's a strange, like all 3 of the guys are wearing suits.
They all look like it like looks like a copy paste.
Yes.
Same cars,
I'm like,
same
these are
suits,
the
different
same
color.
man.
Yeah.
3 of the same
Which again,
generic white man.
I did notice that and I was like, are these just like clones of people? Like what is going on? So then they start looking for the kids and I'm also like, how do they know? But
how do they know that they're
everyone knows
at this
everything.
junkyard? Yeah, who knows?
And so what gives them away?
They find the bikes under the bus. And they like, one guy sees the bikes. He like goes up to the door and
opens it up.
Opens the door and then like there's like a funny scene where he just gets like bonked on the head. Yeah. And then there's a couple of like from outside and the kids are like, what's going on?
Yes. I instantly was like, it's Hopper. There's no way that it's not. And sure enough, Hopper like gets on the bus and he's
Hopper
like,
shows up.
Go.
He's like, let's go. And they're like, what? And he's like, now.
Yeah.
What happened to the other 2 guys?
My guess is they also got bonked on the head.
I guess probably. I guess maybe this is the 3rd guy to get bonked. Yes. Like Hopper's like found the other 2 and bonked them already.
Excuse me? Pause. Hey, I'm all
in
for gay bonking, so let's go.
Okay.
In the 80s, they need it.
With his hat on?
Yeah.
Then Nancy and Jonathan and Joyce and Hopper and the kids reunite at the buyer's house.
Okay, and I loved this scene because this is what I've been saying all along. I was like, they need to talk, and sure enough, they're like explaining everything. They start with explaining the upside down. Yeah. They have a drawing. They have like the fly. He's like, you're the acrobat, and like Will and Barb are the flies because they are on this like other side. Yeah. And I was just like, finally. Yes. Finally.
Let's get it all out on the table.
Yes. And then Joyce says, like, is that where Will is? Like, how are we going to find Will? And then they all sort of, like, look to 11. Yeah. And they're like, can you like, oh, I don't remember the specifics. If it's like they look at the walkie-talkie of like, well, can we talk to him or some way?
Yeah.
11's like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, and then Nancy's like, can you find my lesbian friend Barb? And she's like, yes.
Yeah. And there's also a funny thing right when they walk up, Nancy like gives Mike this like kind of awkward, funny hug where she like gives him a big hug and he's like, oh, hi, yeah, I was worried about you too or whatever. Yes. And then she like looks over her shoulder at 11 and she's like, is that my dress?
Yeah. And like 11 just looks like, am I in trouble?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also in this scene, they realize that Hopper has like been to the lab and seen the gate.
Yes.
Because the kids are explaining there's a gate at the lab and Hopper's like, yeah, next to a water tank, right?
Yes.
And they're like, wait, what? Have you been there? And they realize like Hopper has been to the lab and seen the gate and like put his fingers in the little goo of the gate.
Yeah, it's true. And then like that whole scene just felt so good to me because
yeah, super satisfying.
They needed it and we need it as the audience.
Yeah.
And so they sort of say like, okay, like let's connect to the other side.
So 11 is trying to like channel Will, I guess, with the radio, but she's like, I can't find him.
Which is really sad because
they're
like all sitting around this table. It kind of looks like interrogation. And then like 11 has her eyes closed. You can see her eyes like wandering. Yeah. And the light bulb like goes out, comes back on. She opens her eyes. She's like, and initially I was like, oh God, they're dead. Because she looks sad. And I was like, fuck. Yeah. But also I'm like, I've seen that one scene from season 5, so Will's not dead. But she just says like, I can't find them. And she kind of like feels defeated. Yeah. And, you know, they're all sort of like, well, is there another way? Like, how can we help? Yeah. Is there anything we can do? And then someone mentions the bathtub.
Well, she goes into the bathroom. So 11's like in the bathroom and like washes her face and then she sees the bathtub.
Again, doing incredible acting.
I know. Again, like she's got these little single tears like rolling down. Yes. Sees the bathtub and is like, I can do it in the bathtub. Like I can find him in there. Yep. And then they also have a little chat about being like, her battery's drained. Like, she's so tired. Like, when she uses her powers, the kids are explaining to the adults, like, when she uses her powers, she gets really drained.
Yeah, she gets tired. And then they're like, so what can we do? And like, we just have to sort of wait.
Yeah, she just needs to, like, rest and recharge and then try again. Yeah. And then they have the idea for this bathtub. Yes. And I don't remember exactly how they make the jump from bathtub to what they plan next.
I also was going to ask because I was like, why are we all of a sudden leaving? There's a bathtub there.
Yeah. Maybe it's just like not big enough. Maybe. Who knows? But they call Mr. Clark, who's having a little date at his house.
Landline. I'm like,
and he picks up.
He picks up on a Saturday night.
That's how you know this is the 80s.
And also his girlfriend looks really modern. Like, I know that sounds stupid, but like,
I also thought that though.
She looks modern. Her eye makeup feels too modern.
Does she have iPhone face?
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, so first of all, I'm like, how does Dustin have his phone number?
Yeah, his home phone number.
Why I ain't gonna get in the 80s? I didn't even think about that. Aw, shout out to the phone book.
Back to the white pages. Yeah. Those were good days when you could just look anybody up.
It's true. So
you know
him.
What's really funny about this is just I was like, them calling Mr. Clark is just their version of like Googling it. Yes. Like they, you know what I mean? They don't have the ability to just be like, how do you make a sensory deprivation tank?
And
so they have to call their science teacher at home.
During a date.
During a date.
I also, then he says, I remember Mr. Clark saying, or she says, do you want me to pause it? And I'm like, what do you mean pause it? Like, what are you
watching?
I
guess it must be a movie.
Yeah. So anyway, so then they're on the phone and he's like, what, like, why are you making this?
Dustin's like, I have a question, a science question.
Yes. He's like, can I wait till Monday? And he's like, no, I need to know right now.
How do you make a sensory deprivation tank? And he's like, what for? And Dustin says, for fun.
Yes.
And he's like, maybe we'll talk about it on Monday.
No, bro, I need it now.
I know. The part that tickles my funny bone a lot was him being like, you always say that we should follow our curiosity and never like stop yourself from going through a curiosity door. Why are you keeping this curiosity door locked?
Yes. Which I was like...
And that just reminded me, honestly, so much of my school. That like... Anyways, I'm a high school teacher. I work at this school that's like inquiry based. So it's like very like follow your curiosity. I was just like, this is exactly the type of thing that a kid would say to me to manipulate me into like answering their question or helping them with some shit.
And would it work?
It would totally work.
Hell yeah.
Probably. I'm working on my boundaries. Okay. My work-life boundaries. But that is exactly, they would be like, why won't you help me? Why won't you help me learn?
I'm trying to learn. Isn't that the whole point?
Nowadays, I'd be like, Google it, loser. Yeah. It's with the weekend. Like, I don't want to help you right now.
Yeah.
But Mr. Clark doesn't have that option. So they get off the phone. He's explaining it.
Well, because there's like a really cute scene where he's like explaining it over the phone and Dustin's like writing it down like, huh? Okay, yep.
Yep. Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks, Mr. Clark. Yep, bye. Talk to you Monday.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
Yeah, and so they find out that they need 1,500 pounds of salt.
Which is crazy.
And initially I was like, how in the F are they going to get that much salt? And also, pour it where?
Yeah, in the bathtub?
Like, what bathtub is going to do that? So then Hopper's like, I have an idea. He brings them to the middle school.
Yeah, they show up at the middle school. They're like, we have a kiddie pool.
Mm-hmm.
There's apparently 1,500 pounds of de-icing salt in the back shed.
Yes.
And Nancy and Mike are like out at this back shed and trying to get in, and it's locked. And Nancy like gets this rock and just like snaps the lock with this giant rock. And Mike is like, whoa, like, who is this?
You know what's funny about that moment? It happens, and I instantly was like, Emma's gonna like that. I still don't have feelings for girls. Because I'm like, it's supposed to be this like cool, like,
wow,
I'm
she's so
strong.
cool, yeah.
And I was like, yeah. Like, and not in like a whatever, but I'm just like, girls are cool and strong.
She is cool.
I know, but I already believe that. I don't need to be convinced.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
That's good. Thank you for believing that.
Of course. So they have this like montage of
them
pieces
preparing
being put
these
together.
different things. Yeah. And Mike and Nancy get like a hose and stuff from the shed, and then they're walking back to the school, and Mike is like, I knew you were acting weird, but like I thought it was because of Steve. And Nancy's like, I thought you were acting weird, but I thought it was because of Will. And then they have this moment where they turn to each other and they're like, no more secrets, okay? From now on, like, we're gonna tell each other everything. And Mike's like, okay, do you like Jonathan now?
She's like, no. It's not like that. And then she's like, do you like 11? Ew, no, gross.
Gross.
And then again, I feel vindicated because I'm like, bitch, yes, you do.
Doth protest too much, methinks. Both of them.
Both of them.
And then, okay, this is
the sweetest scene.
So cute. Oh, Joyce and 11. Joyce is like, takes 11's little hands, and she's like, I just want to thank you, like, for everything you're doing for my family. And she's like, I'm like, well, she didn't find him quite yet, but the sentiment is nice.
Yeah.
She's like, I'll be with you the whole time. If it gets too scary, like, you just let me know. And I was just like,
I had to pause.
Goddamn. Yeah, this has really got me.
And she also says, like, I'm really proud of you. Like, because you're being really brave right now. And I was like, fuck. Like, you see Joyce being an amazing mom.
Yeah.
And you also see 11 kind of taking it in, but unsure of like, when is the penny gonna drop here? Like when is this person gonna? I've heard this before, right? I've heard someone say, you're being really brave, you're doing such a good job, like, I'm here for you if you need anything.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see it like working, but there's still a hesitancy.
Yeah.
But it was still so sad.
It's
I had
so
to pause.
Sweet. And like, you just think like this kid has like been through so much, and she's so like resilient and can do so much and is like such a powerful person, but she just like needs a mom.
She's a kid.
She's just a kid, and she just like
just a girl.
Yeah.
Just a baby.
Just a baby. And she just like, she needs a mom's love. Yeah.
And Joyce is just like providing it in such a beautiful, sincere way.
Totally.
And so and they're having this like conversation in a classroom somewhere, like, away from everybody, which also just kind of feels like what is needed.
They get to have a little moment together, a private moment. Yeah, totally. So they make the tank, they pour the salt in, they get the water to like the right temperature. They use the power of science. They test the eggs.
Yes, for floating.
And then 11, they make her this like mask so that she's sensorially deprived.
Yeah.
They put her in the tank, and then she is... Where do you think she is?
Well, so she goes to where we've seen her before, which is like this black room.
Yeah.
And initially, like, it's not zooming out, so it still feels like we haven't moved yet. So then she starts walking around.
Yeah.
Walk. She looks, and she sees this like gooey pit. Mm-hmm. And she goes, she's like, Barb? And then Nancy hears her say Barb in real life, and she's like, is she okay?
Where is she? Is she okay?
And then so 11 goes over to her, and Barb is dead. Like,
yeah, she does not look well. She's got like a worm crawling out of her mouth. It's like really gross.
Yeah, and so obviously 11 is now like freaking out and like crying and stuff, and
she's like, she's gone.
Yeah. She's gone. Which was really interesting because she's screaming in the other world, but in real life she's just kind of like mumbling. She's like, gone. Yeah. And so obviously Nancy's like really upset. And then Joyce is like, it's okay, sweetie, you're okay, like you're fine, everything's fine. And then it like goes back to 11 in the upside down world or whatever it is. And so she like starts to like calm down. She has like closes her eyes, she's like breathing, and I don't know if anything happens in between this and her going to look for Will. So then she's like, okay, like, do you see Will? Is Will anywhere? So she opens her eyes back up and she's like looking around. And then it like does a wide shot and we see Castle Byers. And I was like, again, I was fucking right.
Yes. So it was important.
Yeah, super important. And so she says out loud, Castle Byers. Everyone around the pool is like, oh my God. Yeah. So then she like goes up to it, opens the door. And initially, like, it doesn't show us what she's seeing, but she kind of just like looks puzzled and like a bit concerned. So she's like walking in. Then it like turns and we see Will, and he is like depleted, like obviously hasn't eaten in like a week, cold, wet.
He's like huddled on his side.
Yeah, wearing exactly what he was wearing, the fake body was wearing. Yeah. And then so she's like, Will, and obviously Joyce is just like, oh my God, it's Will, my baby. Yeah.
Is he there? Was he alive? What's going on? And she's like, yeah, I don't remember what 11 says, but basically she's like, he's here. He's here. Yeah. And he's alive, but he's not well.
Yeah. And then I don't remember exactly what happens, but then he like disintegrates.
Yeah. Well, first, right before that, Joyce is like, tell him I'm coming.
Right.
Like,
stay where he is.
Tell him to stay there, Mom. Like, I'm coming. I'm going to find him.
And she does.
And 11 like puts her hand on Will and she's like, your mom's coming. Like, she's going to come. She's going to find you. And he says, hurry. Little Will says that. And she's like, yeah, just like hold on a little longer. Like, it's going to be okay. And then, Will like kind of evaporates like away.
I think I even wrote down in my notes that I was like, Will vanishes again. Yeah. Because he just like, it's very like Avengers where just like go off into whatever.
Yeah, they like turn into dust sort of. Yeah. Yeah. And then 11 is like, again, like panicking. Very scared. And again, Joyce is like holding her and being like, you're okay. I got you. I'm here. I got you.
Yeah. But then that like takes her out of the world, right?
Yeah. Then she like wakes up. She comes back to the gym. Yeah. I'm curious, like, it's fine if not, but do you have any other like thoughts or theories about like what this place is that she goes to?
It feels like to me, because it's not the upside down, because we've seen 2 or 3 examples of what the upside down looks like. Yeah. It's almost like she's going to like the headquarters of like, this is where she goes to see what she needs to see. Right. Because again, like the upside down is like a dark, gloomy, grayish, cold place. And so she's able to access that place because she's now seen Barb. She's also now seen, but no one can see her. Yes. Unless she wants them to, because
she can sort of talk to Will.
Yeah. And maybe he just hears it. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. But so my thought process is this is her own space. And maybe this is like when we talk about the tightrope. It's like there's the top, the bottom, and the side. And I'm like, I think that 11 is that fly, that she can be on the side where she's like, I can see the real world and I can see other parts of dimension.
Yeah.
But wherever it is, it has to happen in a water tank.
Yeah.
And
she's
safe there.
Yeah. Do you have thoughts about like why the water tank is important?
No.
Because I think originally I remember at one point you saying like they were putting her in the tank to like test her. Can she still do her powers even in like a weird environment or like a suppressed environment?
Yeah.
And I'm curious if you still think that or if you're like something else is going on with it.
I think it's something else based on the fact that she needed the water.
Yeah.
To find, like, she needed something about that experience.
Yeah.
Causes her to be able to focus more.
Yeah. Well, it's sensory deprivation, right?
Yes.
It's like there's no other stimulus that's like getting in.
Is it also
to distract
because
her, maybe?
She doesn't have to like focus on sitting or standing, like she's just floating. So like she can use as much energy as she needs to.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't need any energy to just float.
Totally. Yeah.
Potentially.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever gone and done like float tank sensory deprivation? Oh, right.
Just the thought of having to like lay in the water.
Sorry,
I'm like,
out you like that.
I'm gonna die. I mean, obviously, I know I'm not gonna die in one of those.
Well, it's floaty.
Well, apparently the salt
you're
helps
the little
you float.
egg.
Yeah, well,
that helps you.
I'm the first one that just like sinks to the floor, which doesn't make sense because I'm like, I feel like I'm a pretty skinny dude.
Yeah.
Don't know why I'm a rock in water, but
Dan, maybe that'll be our next podcast. I'll teach you to swim.
Yeah, except for we don't
you have
talk,
no
it's
interest
just
in that.
splash water.
A lot
Honestly,
of like water sounds.
I have tried to learn. Like
yeah.
I failed level 1 in swimming because I wouldn't take my hands off the bottom of the pool. My mom also tried to teach me when I was younger at a swimming pool. Yeah. And I was like kind of getting it.
Yeah.
But I would just like jump in, panic, and just kind of like doggy paddle toward her.
Sure.
But currently as a 33-year-old male, I can't doggy paddle. I can't float. I can't like, I go in and I panic.
Yeah.
That is what happens in water.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
That's okay.
Maybe someday we'll get there.
Yeah.
So then the scene in the pool is done.
Mm-hmm.
We get these sort of like back and forth skipping scenes between Hopper and Joyce, who are like driving back to the lab to find, I think, to try and like get back into, well, it's not really clear why, but they're going back to the lab.
I mean, my guess is so that they can see the
gate thing,
the vagina thing. Yeah. I also was sort of like, okay, this is a dumb choice to leave the kids
with 11.
With 11, but also I'm like,
not to say that it's not dumb, to be like, they're looking for her.
Yes.
Like the bad people are looking for her.
Yes. Everybody just leaves the children there. And
they're like, they'll be safe at this middle school. No worries.
Well, yeah. And then the two teenagers are like, yeah, we're going to go too, stupid heads. I'm like, okay, so we're splitting up because that's worked for us before.
Yeah. Guys, no, stick together.
Yeah. And so
Joyce is like, Jonathan, I need you to stay here and like take care of the kids. He's like, yeah, got it. Immediately, he
his
and
girlfriend's
Nancy are
like,
we
I
want to
kill him. I'm like, oh, okay. And again, when she was like, when she said, I want to find them and I want to kill them. Again, I was like, I know Emma's eating this shit up, but
okay. Yes, but
yes, and
it's not like I'm like, how do I put this?
You're not in love with her, but it was a joke in my mind because these moments are trying to assert Nancy as she's like, I'm taking charge. I'm the reason this is happening.
Well, and this is season 1, dude.
I know.
Just wait. Just you wait.
I am waiting patiently.
Anyways, she's like, I want to finish what we started. Mm-hmm. Like, we got to go kill that thing.
And Jonathan's all about it. He's like, all right, babes, let's go. Get in my car.
Yeah, let's do it. They go back to the police station to get their weapons back.
They break and enter into the station. Also, I'm like, do you guys know that Hopper has the keys?
Yeah, like you could just ask him. But no, they can't do that because they're supposed to be babysitting right now.
And like the person who's like on duty is just I don't even remember.
Totally out to lunch, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, they like have this back and forth between Hopper and Joyce. They go back to the lab and they get caught.
They get surrounded by police with guns.
Yeah. And they're like, let me do the talking, hands
Hopper
up
says
in the
that.
middle.
Mm-hmm.
And Nancy and Jonathan go and get their weapons. And then do we actually see where they go after that? I don't know if we do.
No.
Okay. And then the last scene in this episode is Will in the Upside Down in Castle Byers. And he's singing his little song.
He sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so this is what's interesting about this to me. So I sort of said there's something about Castle Byers, like in what's the game called?
D&D.
In D&D, where it has like a protection spell of some kind.
Yeah.
His powers in that game are keeping him safe. But then there's something about 11 breaking into that that has now, in my opinion, caught, like he starts hearing the Demogorgon sounds.
Yeah. He's hearing the monster outside. Like he's singing and it's clearly like prowling around the outside of his little place.
I also just thought of this. Is the song also keeping him safe?
Maybe.
I'm only thinking that because we go back to like them being kids and the arguing and they're playing that song to sort of like drown out the scary.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just like him self-soothing, but almost like
maybe it's a metaphorical sense. It's like his sort of comfort. He's singing it to like, to like be safe, to comfort himself.
Yeah.
And maybe on a more actual level as well. Who knows?
Yeah. And so he's like singing that. He starts to hear like screeching from the monster outside of his castle. And so he like kind of like gets up and this is so interesting to me because I'm like, this is a main character of this show.
Yeah.
And like the driving force of season 1. And we're finally getting to hear him say like 4 words.
Yeah. He's barely in this season.
Yeah. And so he's like kind of looking around and then the camera like pans along the wall of his castle. And then like this huge scream happens and the wall gets burst in and then it cuts. So I'm like, that can't be good.
Nope. Probably not.
But so then I started thinking, I'm like, but why has this spell that he's, using or whatever to help him start to decrease now?
Yeah.
Like, why now? Besides the fact that it's episode 7 of 8.
Yeah. Yeah. Good question.
Does that get answered?
Specifically, like why the monster seemed like it couldn't get in and now it can get in. I actually don't remember.
Great.
If that, I think like, yes and no.
Like it's not like a big like, and this thing was the reason. Just sort of like it happens.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
If there is a reason that's more like some really like important story reason, I don't remember it at the moment.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was really interesting to me that all of a sudden now they found him. Yeah. But then again, I was like, maybe it's because this thing is looking for 11 and because she was there. Okay, the other thing that I remember I wrote down. Yeah. So I was waiting for this episode to start because I had food coming. Yeah. And I was just like allowing the thing to play that sort of like gives you like a overview of what you're about to watch. Not like the episode, but just like in general. Yeah. And the very first thing that gets said, and it's Will's voice, he says, it's a blood... like it's out for blood or something. Okay. In talks about like the monster.
What season is this from?
Season 1.
Oh, okay. It's like it's not like like a promo for the show. It's like about this episode.
I don't think so because it doesn't say it in the episode.
Oh, I wonder if that line is from the very first episode when they're playing D&D.
Yes.
Okay.
And so he was like saying, he's like, yeah, it's like blood hunger. It's like it's out for blood. It's looking for blood. And I was like, okay, I obviously missed that, but in my brain I was asking, is blood important? And then it sort of like came back in this episode too. Someone had said like, we think that it wants blood.
Yeah, Nancy and Jonathan are like telling Joyce and Hopper, and he's like, this thing attracts blood, and they're like, it's just a theory.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was like, Will does say it, which I thought was really interesting. One, that I didn't clock it, and 2, that it did come back into my brain. that there was like a want for blood.
Yeah. Well, and carry on. Think back to you in episode 1.
I can't.
Just like how you were feeling about everybody and everything. Like, I think the level of like curiosity that you have is just like, you're just attaching less stuff, importance.
Yes.
Like you're attaching importance to way fewer things that are happening than you are now. You're just like, oh my God, everything's important. Everything they say matters.
Yeah.
So yeah, something like that could totally just kind of breeze past you.
Yeah. And
also, they're just talking about the D&D game. Like, you have no reason to think that it's about anything other than they're playing a game about monsters.
Yeah, 100%.
Do we have time for this?
Yep.
I have a question for you.
Love it.
Okay. I don't remember why this came to mind, but I was like, I need to ask Dan this question. Imagine there was a drug on the market. Okay, I think this is a real thing. There's like some psychedelic that people can take where they take it and they have a trip and they're like, they live like a whole lifetime and then they remember it. Like, they experience living like a whole someone else's life.
So not even their own.
No, like somebody else's life, a whole lifetime of it. And then they come back from their trip and they're like, I remember that all happening.
Whoa.
And they're back in their self.
Whoa.
Their body, which I think sounds like hell.
It is hell, actually.
But I was like, Dan, if you were going to do that, if you were going to take this like reincarnation drug, which character of Stranger Things would you want to live their life for a whole life? Okay, let's make it like you can choose like an amount of time. It doesn't have to be like if you pick Will, you don't have to live as him until you're like 90. You can just like pick however long.
You know what's interesting is, I will answer this.
Okay.
But there's been times in my brain as Dan.
Yeah.
Where I've thought like, how crazy would it be if I came to?
Oh my gosh.
And I was like 7 again.
Whoa.
Or if I was like 15 again.
Yeah.
And I had to like redo life with the knowledge that I have now.
Yes.
First of all, I'd be writing Stranger Things as a 7-year-old.
You'd be like, I am going to be buying Bitcoin.
Yes.
Investing in real estate and writing Stranger Things.
I will be buying a house at 12 when I could still afford it.
Yeah.
So I've thought about stuff like that, but never like someone else's life. Which I should probably like think a bit more about in terms of like, why does my brain want that?
Why does your brain want that?
I
Wait,
don't
do you
know.
want that or you just sort of
No.
imagine it?
I just like, it almost like it gives me a sense of like relief to think that I might just wake up one day and be 7 again, which is weird because I do like my life, but yeah, like there's just been times where I'm like,
is it 7 specifically or just like
just
earlier?
Younger. Okay. Yeah, just younger. I don't think teenage years is exactly where I want to restart.
Okay.
But I do think that like, and maybe this is just like growing up queer, where I think if I knew what I knew now, 7-year-old Dan would just like, it would change his world, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Like maybe it would be bad to have that knowledge at 7. But there's a part of me that's like, maybe it would like comfort him to know like, you know what? We can avoid some things and we can like really chase some other things. And like in 15 years time, it's going to be fine.
Wow. Yeah. Interesting.
So, yeah, there's that. But if I had to choose a character, I would choose...
That was deep. I loved it.
Thank you. I would choose... I don't think 11. I think that would panic me.
Whoa, that would be a bold choice.
Yeah. A part of me thinks that I would choose Steve because it is like the opposite of my experience.
Sure.
Like I would be like a popular straight kid.
Yeah.
Who can drive.
And swim. Steve is on the swim team. We're going to find that out at some point. Or maybe we already do.
Okay.
I can't remember.
And then be able to take like a face punching and be fine later.
And then the next day you're like, I'm back at it.
It's fine. Yeah. Yeah, so I think that would be one of them.
He has a pool, so he can probably swim.
Yeah. Which I love.
That's great.
I'll take that.
And he's driving like a BMW.
He seems rich.
He can drive.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Sorry, I'm sassing you too much. You can cut out any of these parts that you don't want included.
But it's true though.
No, but he is rich.
Drive. I mean, I can currently drive. I just can't drive alone.
You can.
But there was a long time where I could not. So yeah, I think that would be the person.
Great choice.
Yeah, who would you choose?
There's people that I'm like think they're cool, but then when I think about their life, I'm like, do I want their life?
I know.
I don't know. I would choose Ted Wheeler.
Because what's interesting, like
he's married to a babe, and
True.
he just like plays golf and is stupid and does nothing else.
Sounds like freedom.
Just kidding. But maybe.
Yeah. A part of me also though, if I had to live the life of season 1 of these characters, there is something interesting to me about Joyce's story.
Yes.
Because she is experiencing, like, it would obviously be a brain fuck to be like, no, I heard the lights were speaking, and then you're like, are you bipolar?
Yeah.
Nothing against bipolar. But yeah, so like that, but there is something about her journey currently where she hasn't lost herself, even though so many things are trying to like convince her that she's not right.
Yeah.
And so I do love that.
Yeah, she has such conviction.
Magic.
Yeah. I actually think I would pick like Dustin.
Yeah, he's cool.
Because he just like is living a cool kid version of life.
Authentically living
where he's
his
just
life.
Like he's so himself and crazy shit's happening and he just faces it all with like the power of science.
Yeah, and he's getting bullied left, right, and center, and he just like doesn't care.
No, he's just like, yeah, I'm my own
Whatever,
person.
Losers.
I don't need my teeth. Yeah.
Yeah, I
just like riding around on his bike.
Yeah, he just has like 2 best friends.
Totally.
And he's like, life is cool. We're playing D&D.
Life is cool.
Can't relate. The D&D part, I do really want to. It's just gonna be a lot of time.
I think that has to happen at some point. Like I think we'll go at the end of this. We'll do a D&D campaign.
Great.
Yeah. I also have a dream. Did you know that there's a Stranger Things play on Broadway?
Yes, I just saw that.
Okay, so my other dream is that about a year from now, when we're finished, that our like thing is we're gonna go to New York and we're gonna go see the play.
Sign me up.
Okay, good.
Wow, that's a great plan.
Yeah. So just put that in your
the final episode of this podcast.
Just hopefully
will be
it's still
Broadway.
on Broadway at that point. There's also an offshoot series on Netflix that's coming out like very soon. It's like a cartoon and it's called Tales from 85 and it's like a spin-off sort of thing. But it's like a cartoon series of some of the Stranger Things characters. I haven't seen any of that. I don't know anything about it. I know a little bit about the play and like what happens in it. But the play is a prequel.
Oh.
Like the play takes place when Joyce and Hopper and all of the parent characters are in high school.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is that a kind of a spoiler?
Maybe it is.
Okay, because I was like, currently that doesn't
seem to matter.
Yeah, like that doesn't make sense why you would be like, we need to focus on this part.
Yeah.
But I will say there already has been like siege dropped.
Yes.
That there's history between Hopper and Joyce.
Yes, we've alluded to that before for sure.
And that like Dr. Brenner, like that Eleven's mom was being tested on at that point. So obviously like the shit we're experiencing is like years in.
Yeah, totally. So I don't think that's too much of a spoiler.
No, I don't think it is a spoiler.
But anyway.
Interesting.
It would be fun.
That would be super fun.
It'd be really cool.
Okay.
So if you want to donate to our New York trip that will be happening in 1 year. Also, I hope the play's still on Broadway by then.
I know.
Maybe we'll have to do it early if we can.
Well, I was gonna say it might also go on tour.
Yeah, it totally could.
And then we don't even have to go all the way across.
True that. True story.
We live.
Yep. Okay. Love it.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, I would love that.
Of the 7 episodes we've seen so far, so you can't say the finale.
Oh my gosh.
Which one has stood out to you the most? Like, which one were you like, I'm really excited to watch this one?
Ooh. I I feel like there's a little bit of like recency bias going on here, but I think the Flea and the Acrobat is really exciting. I think the moment we hear the Upside Down for the first time is like really exciting. And I was very excited to talk about that moment with you, specifically because you have been like putting these little puzzle pieces together of like, where are they? Alternate dimension? Is there another dimension? Who can go there? What is it? It's almost like it's our world, but it's the other, like those, you know, like having those little moments and then getting to be like, yes, you did it.
Was that's
episode
6?
I think. Yeah.
That would be mine
No,
too.
episode 5.
What's episode 6?
Episode 6
The
is
monster.
the monster.
That would be mine.
Okay.
I loved episode 6.
Yeah.
This was also a great episode, but for me, episode 6 just really started to tick some boxes for me. And so as somebody who like feels very like detective like watching the show, I felt very vindicated by that episode.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And just like even to think, I'm like, what's gonna happen next week? Because again, like something that you mentioned is it takes this whole season to talk about the vanishing of Will Byers.
Yeah, we talked about that in episode 1. You were like, is this whole season chapter 1
just trying to find Will, and you're like, it's the long game.
Yeah.
So like, so
and you'll feel like you've watched one long movie by the end, kind of. Yeah.
And so I am really interested. I mean, we've already sort of seen this like connectivity piece of like, we finally connected to Will now. Yeah. We know that Eleven can find him. Yes. But now he's like really in danger. Yeah. And he knew that. So yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what chapter 8 is called?
No,
Episode 8?
I've tried to stay away from all of it.
Oh my God.
I will say though, something that was interesting is that when I was again waiting for my food and the thing was playing, I didn't let it finish because I was like, I feel like there's kind of spoilers going on. Okay. But it shows like a red version of the world, and I don't know if that's just like marketing.
Huh. Okay.
But I was like, we haven't seen that yet. Okay. So yeah, putting that in my noggin. Okay.
What is the red version of the world? What's the red dimension? Yeah. Okay. Okay, well then I won't tell you the title of episode 8.
No, it has to be a surprise.
It's exciting. Oh my gosh. Wow. Great episode.
Great episode.
Another great episode, folks. Thanks for listening. You can send us an email, strangerthingshashappenedpod@gmail.com. You can leave us a comment on Instagram or on Spotify or wherever you're listening to this.
We have an Instagram.
Oh yeah,
Stranger Things Has Happened Pod.
Pod on Instagram.
On Instagram.
And we're almost at the end of season 1.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
And like we said, as you're listening to this, we have watched it, or we are watching it, or we're recording our response. Yeah. But the plan is that Emma and I are gonna watch it together. Yeah. That thing finishes and we just pull up the mics and we start talking.
Chatting. Yeah.
Which will be really interesting because I still think I want to take notes.
Yes, I think you still should. Yeah. And maybe we have a little bit of like even just like phone voice memos if there's any good like live reactions that we need to include a montage of.
Yeah. Well, I was also like, part of me was thinking like, do we like pause and just be like, okay, we're at this part, blah, 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 which I thought would be really interesting.
That could be fun.
But then also like the part of me that's like, no, I just need to watch it. Like I need to see it.
But yeah, I don't think we want to break up the flow too much. Yeah. I think just take notes and remember what you want to talk about.
But it would give us like the live reaction to just like pause it. Totally. And instead of writing the notes, we just talk. Yes. So we
okay, we'll figure it out. We'll think about it.
You'll find out next week.
And then we're gonna take I think a week or 2 off between season 1 and season 2, but we're coming back, baby. We're gonna be back at ya with season 2. Okay, thanks for listening, folks. All right. Talk to you soon.
Bye bye.